you are a man today, you're a woman, you do not know the impact this is having on your husband, your boyfriend, or your potential husband's own sperms. And let's get it straight. If your sperms are affected, it will affect the child you're likely to be. That's if you're able to produce in the first place. So it is a national crisis. It is affecting the future of this country. Not only the kids who are born today, those who are likely to be born in the future. And we are so unprepared for the repercussions of this, to the point that it makes sense that we should curtail it as soon as possible. And my frustration really is stemming from the fact that I think that the way we see this as a national crisis, a very deep national crisis, the people with direct responsibility to fix it do not see it as such. They see it, and if I hear them, and over the weekend I heard some of them too, include the Minerals Commission boss. They are more interested in telling us that when you curtail small-scale mining today, we will lose a lot. Compared to what, really? Compared to the lives of the people? Compared to the people surviving in this country? Compared to we having our future being affected by it? In any case, when we had all the money coming in, what happened to us? Have we prospered in that area? We are adding on generational problems. And this generation should be making lives easier for the future generation. Yeah. That's what others are determining their development by. But we are rather destroying future and destroying the generations. And posterity will not forgive us for that. And yet our conversation today is so fleeting. It's about how much we are going to get in monetary terms today. And painfully, you should be expecting people rather opposing government's crackdown based on that. But it is government officials that are leading this. We will lose, as if the lives of the people do not matter. As if when people get their monies from this gold. In any case, well, we've had gold around. We've mined gold for a very long time in this country. Has it made us prosperous? So if we are not even doing mining entirely, will this country collapse? We've had cocoa go down from over 1 million to what we are dealing with now, to the point that we are even struggling to get our usual cocoa syndicated loans. You get my point? Yeah. We've had all these difficulties as a people. We are weathering it. If we used to get Eurobonds and all of those things happening to us, let nobody pretend that a crackdown will result in we becoming the poorest nation in the world, or will change our status from a country which has been in default to a country that's gone beyond default. Let's not pretend that's the case. Don't use that as an excuse. The future is more important. 10, 15, 20 years from now, your children will be asking you, so in your capacity as a government official, what did you do to fix this? And the record on the internet, which will not die, will be that all that you said is that we will lose money in the interim. In fact, how do we even set people who do not think about the future in place? Our executive president likes touting that. I'm not looking at the next election. I'm looking at the next generation, which is what everybody should be thinking about. It was that Ukrainian president who said, don't put my pictures in your office. Put the pictures of your children so that you look at them, make decisions. So the people who are actually making decisions on Galamsey, are they considering their children? When they keep repeating to us, oh, no, it has monetary terms. Don't use emotions to discuss it. Okay, I will not use emotions to say, we are destroying our future. That's not emotive. That's factual. Everybody knows that. The professors are saying it. It is only people who are supposed to act on this that appear to be blind to this particular element. And they reduce it to, oh, yeah, there's an election a couple of months away. We've been holding elections since 1992. And this country has not prospered. So nobody can convince me that because of this election, a very important conversation like this should not happen. And we are so caught up in that electioneering cycle. In any case, your democracy is only delivering elections. All the other dividends of democracy, we are not yielding that. We are not getting that. So what's the big deal in destroying the lives of your own people too at the end of the day? And this should be something that we should all agree on. I mean, some of these things, it's not as if it's about ideology. Your ideology cannot lead to the destruction of your future. All of us are geared towards safeguarding that. The reason why we have government is that we have given you power to act in our collective name to safeguard us. When our collective security is threatened, the response from government cannot be it will affect our money we are receiving now. Really. Elsewhere, regulatory institutions are the ones who are cracking down, so that private people and CSOs will be fighting that crackdown with, oh, be calm, do it nicely, put a human face to it. But in the Republic of Ghana, it's the guys who are supposed to crack down who are giving useless cause. Every other time they appear, they come to say the same things, and so we are doing something. We have gone to some forest area, Nimri forest, to try and crack down. We were in this country where we destroyed evidence in a similar forest area of people who are mining so that we will not be able to prosecute them.
Yeah.
Up to now, they have not been prosecuted.
That's true.
So how do we believe these people who we have given power to do what is right in our name? And yet we are still having the same normal conversations. No crackdown. Today we are told there's national security meeting. Tomorrow we are told that we are preparing police. And so, if need be, we will introduce the military to it. Well, I do not know what will be required of us at this level. And who we have to speak to get people to understand that this is a serious national crisis. And this has very little to do with MPP or NDC. And this has very little to do with your political partisan engagement. It has everything to do with safeguarding the future of this country. The problem is that because we have elected people who were like us, some of them, they didn't have anything just like us. We just elevated them to a very special position. So now they drink Voss. So they think that they are beyond the problem. So they think they and their family members, some of them just taking their family members outside the country. So they think they've safeguarded that group. So when we have these conversations, but if you take away their children and the wife, the rest are all here. Their fathers, the rest, as if they're also not part of their families anyway. Mm-hmm. They're all here, suffering the same difficulties that we are encountering in this country. We are saying safeguard their future. We know that the other things we expect you to do, they are extraordinary things. You can't do them. The ordinary things of safeguarding the future, you cannot do it, really.
And you see, that's where the challenge is. Because for us, we've lost it.
Yeah.
But what happens to the next generation and the younger ones? Yeah. Our responsibility should be to these young ones and the generations unborn. Anytime I think about the future of this country, I cringe, but I weep. Because, look, this is it. What does Africa have? We say we have natural resources, which we don't have the technical, the know-how to even exploit these resources. We say we have a youthful population, so our human resource should do the trick for us. Now we're even destroying that. Today we have children being born who are deformed. Mm-hmm. Okay? And today we're actually exposing ourselves to cancers because of the kind of activities we do. And the good thing is that if we decide to stop today, we can actually remedy the situation. Just listen to this.
What is happening is that very soon we will see human beings walking, but the person is not a whole human being, but rather partial human being. That is half a human being, because the brain might have been affected, the kidneys are affected, the liver is affected, the brain is, like I said, is affected, the liver affected, the kidneys are affected, and in fact, all other reproductive organs, especially if you are a man, your sperms would have been affected, because these heavy metals find their way also into the very thing that causes us to even continue to reproduce. And then the women also have their gonads. I'm talking about the ovaries, and then their reproductive organs are also going to be affected.
Simple life where we can eat and eat in peace, go about our duty, our responsibilities to the state. Today, there you had, Professor Sampene, the women, their ovaries will become problematic. It means...
In fact, I heard him basically say all the main organs within you.
No, yes. So we face...
But even just kidney problems you're unable to resolve. Imagine adding the rest to it and compounding with cancer.
We face extinction.
Yeah.
If we don't stop this. That's what we're faced with. Look, imagine being diagnosed with a kidney disease. Mm-hmm. How that feels. Today, even our livers, liver will also be affected. Hey, why? Why?
And until it happens to you, that's the problem. Until it happens to you or somebody close to you, you'll not understand why the alarm bells ought to be sound now. You'll not understand why we need urgently to look at this issue, because it is important. It is life or death for many of us in this republic, whether or not we can survive under these circumstances. And you see, you may not see the impact today. 5-10 years from now, then a lot more people will be reporting to our health facilities. Then, just like we are struggling to do with kidney problems now, and we have to be shouting top of head for even NHIA to have a brief short-term program with monetary allocation, slight one, for just 6 months. I hope you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
We have not fixed the current kidney problem. Imagine compounded with a lot more people coming to these hospitals and facilities with all the dialysis that is non-existent. With the dialysis that 90% of the people in this republic do not have adequate access to. How are we going to be able to fix that problem?
Look, we must change. Lots of things have to change. But what change are you prepared to make in this fight against illegal mining? And Raymond, we've been talking about, our initiative.
Yes.
The Multimedia Group Limited and Safari Eco Park Initiative, which is aimed at training young ones to become champions, warriors of our environment, to enhance the sustainability of our environment.
And already some of you have wonderful people out there, including individuals predominantly. And the advice and the encouragement is that you, corporate institutions too, you should be able to sponsor a school, a class. I know, for example, that somebody's intending to support the environment law class at the University of Ghana School of Law, which is very important learning part for them to be part of this particular process. You can also pick a class. You can also give us some more detail about what else is required of you and how you can help. It's simple. Just pick a group. We have already taken a chunk of the cost of is about half of the cost has been taken off. You only pay per child 150 Ghana cedi. So you can pay and if you spend that, it's about 50. If you have say 15,000, we are looking at about 100 kids.
Yes, like I intend to do on the 16th of November.
Yes. I'll tell you others and what they are doing too. So with just 15,000 cedis, you are sponsoring 100 children to learn how to be environmental champions at the Safari Valley Eco Park. And this is the most impressive engagement they'll have in their lives. They'll come back, learn the usefulness of planting trees, learn how we should protect the environment, so that in the future, the idea of being lured to become Galamseyers or failing in policy, because sometimes I think some of our leaders did not get this training. So they at the core do not have the thinking around protecting the environment as the most important responsibility that they have. We want to change that for the incoming society, the younger ones we have today. So young people have the opportunity. So you, be it a corporate institution or an individual, like Winston has pledged, like other people. Of course, the CEO of Safari Group himself, Samuel Afaridati, is also actually pledged 50,000 for the Ayalolo SDA Basic School. That's the school he attended, for the avoidance of doubt.
Yeah.
For the Ayalolo SDA Basic School, 50,000 cedis to make sure that the kids go to be part of this experience. Of course, we have also told you the board chairman at Safari Valley has equally made pledges in that direction. We know that Winston has just mentioned, and I told you that I will tell you the community pretty soon. It's in the eastern region. It's a community ravaged by Galamsey. My intention is to make sure that the young people in this community, especially the school-going ones, I am told sometimes they have to abandon school for the Galamsey pits. I want them to see an alternative livelihood is possible, so that they will be the stalwarts fighting Galamsey from their own community. I'll be mentioning that community pretty soon.
And David Max Fuga, head of client service and sales here at the Multimedia Group. Today is his birthday, so happy birthday to you, David Max Fuga. He's also
I see.
Sponsoring
So
50,
go do party,
50 children from the West Side School, Ablekuma Agape. 50 children.
Okay.
And Samuel Adames told us he's also going to sponsor. Yes, he will sponsor. Begbese. Sammy, you are sponsoring Begbese. Yes, he says he will sponsor some children from Begbese.
How many?
You want to put it on record now? Sammy,
Yes.
how many?
So that there's no
Yes, how
deception on the matter. We will not allow people to be say our sponsor. Okay.
So note that very soon we'll be coming to all of you.
Yes.
And as we are mentioning names and we're applauding them, we'd invite you to also support the corporate institutions.
I know that the chief executive of the National Health Insurance Authority has sent me a message that He's asking his PA to get in touch.
Oh, okay. That's Dr. Bajida Costa.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Because protecting the environment has everything to do with health too. So making sure that the future of this country is safeguarded is equally important to him. So he's actually going to, in his personal capacity, and not health insurance money, his personal capacity, will make sure that he sponsors children to be part of this experience. If this, and like people are doing, like Max is doing, today is his birthday, he's actually pledging that. Instead of always buying big drinks and doing big party, support a laudable engagement like this so that your children, their colleagues, because now you've realized that what other people's children do affect your future. You might not be directly involved, but what other people's children are doing today is affecting your future and the future of your children too. So we need to get the young people, take their hearts and take them to the right place to also make sure that the right thing is done. And I'm expecting many of you to come out, or else I'll start mentioning your name. Some of the banks in this country,
from next,
some of you, the banks.
From tomorrow.
Yes, we'll start mentioning that.
From tomorrow, we'll start mentioning your names.
Yes, you have a CSR budget. Put this into it and make sure that you sponsor children to learn how to protect the environment. Because we need them now more than ever.
Roda Miller, okay, has promised to support 2 children. I always call her Roja.
No, it's okay.
Yes, no, it's very important.
You can even do one.
You can even do one. Sponsor. It doesn't matter the number. So, congratulations, Roda Miller.
And I'm expecting Jojo and Co. Aaron.
Jojo and Aaron to do the
Yes,
same.
all the money you spend on the young ladies, put it
Please,
into this
on that
venture.
note,